So after that rousing, entertaining performance from both Fernandes and United yesterday, United fans have to worry about the possibility of their captain feeling a little bit unsettled at the club. What exactly has he had to say?
Yeah, good afternoon, Jess. I mean, I think this is the last thing anyone connected with Manchester United wanted to see, wanted to read today after, as you mentioned, what was, a performance, a result, that felt quite positive in the end, that 4-4 draw with Bournemouth yesterday evening. Now, Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, he has had some explosive things to say, talking about feeling not valued by his club and also maybe the club wanting to sell him in the summer. Now, to give you some context, this wasn't done in the mixed zone after the game yesterday. This interview Fernandes has given was actually in November, as I understand it from sources in Portugal. It was by Canal 11, a Portuguese channel affiliated with the Portuguese FA, who have done a two-part sit-down with Fernandes. Part one came out last night, and he had some explosive things to say about his value at United. So we can bring you some of those quotes now. First of all, he says, "I was valued. What values me most has to be my club. Although I feel lately that I'm a little on the tightrope because in England, a player reaches 30 and they think he has to remodel. I decided not to go, not only for family reasons, but because I genuinely liked the club. From the club, I felt if you go, it's not that bad for us. It hurts me a bit. More than hurting, makes me sad. I'm a player who has nothing to point to. I'm always available. I always give the best of me." Very interesting in that sense, Jess. I mean, really talking about his value and not feeling valued, actually. And also you talk about him saying that he's on the other side of 30. Maybe that also points to his change in position, of course. Ruben Amorim has changed that position from a number 10 into midfield this year, bringing in more attacking, more players full of speed like the likes of Brighton and Bombshell and Mateus Cunha. So you wonder if Fernandes is alluding to that as well. We can also look at some quotes where he talks about a potential move to Saudi Arabia in the summer as well. One where Fernandes rejected that move. And he says the passion and empathy for the club were the same, only it gets to a point where money is more important to them than you. The club wanted me to go away. I told the directors that I don't think they had the courage to make that decision because the coach wanted me. But if I said I wanted to leave, even though the coach wanted me to stay, the club would let me. Now, this is really interesting, Jess, when you hear Fernandes talk about the club wanting him to go, because Fernandes actually did an interview in October with the British press ahead of his 300th appearance for Manchester United, and actually said at that point that Ruben Amorim wanted him to stay despite interest from the likes of Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal especially. And he also said in that interview actually that he felt the club wanted him to stay and be part of their project going forward. Now, as we understand it, after these quotes have come out, our sources are telling us that Manchester United are adamant they want their captain to stay at the club. They very much see him as part of their long-term future. And also we understand that the leadership of United have been pretty adamant throughout the summer that Fernandes is not for sale. What I would just caveat all of this with is in that interview in October with the British press, not the Portuguese, but the British press, he also did say, though, that he won't talk about his future going forward until after next summer's World Cup. So it does raise questions whether Fernandes, whose contract goes till the summer of 2027, with a further option of another year, whether he will still be here next season. Very, maybe worrying for some United fans.
Yeah, definitely. Something for us to keep an eye on over the next 18 months or so, Dan. So I mentioned that rousing, kind of entertaining performance by Manchester United against Bournemouth last night at Old Trafford, but a sense of frustration because
Manchester United are preparing to smash their transfer record, but not for the player everyone expects. Fabrizio Romano has just revealed Ruben Amorim's true number one target, and it could trigger a massive £100 million U-turn at Old Trafford. This changes everything. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you love Manchester United transfer news, inside leaks, and breaking updates, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Manchester United are heading into a full-blown midfield rebuild. Kobbie Mainoo is pushing for a January exit, Casemiro is expected to leave when his deal expires in June, and question marks hang over both Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte. Sources say Bruno's recent comments have angered the United hierarchy, while Amorim himself has been left frustrated by Ugarte's inconsistency. Bottom line? United need at least 2 new midfielders, and maybe more. Manchester United are heading into a full-blown midfield rebuild. Kobbie Mainoo is pushing for a January exit, Casemiro is expected to leave when his deal expires in June, and question marks hang over both Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte. Sources say Bruno's recent comments have angered the United hierarchy, while Amorim himself has been left frustrated by Ugarte's inconsistency. Bottom line? United need at least 2 new midfielders, and maybe more. Speaking on the Men in Blazers podcast, Fabrizio Romano revealed something huge. He said that while names like Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton are on the list, quote, Carlos Baleba has always been seen as the top target by Ruben Amorim. His quality and intensity are something he really wants in midfield. That's right, Baleba is Amorim's #1 target. United actually tried to sign Carlos Baleba last summer. The player was open to joining, personal terms weren't an issue, but Brighton slapped a £100 to £115 million valuation on him. Back then, United walked away. But now? Sources say United are ready to break the £100 million barrier next summer, and Amorim wants Baleba as Casemiro's elite replacement. Yes, Baleba hasn't been as consistent this season and has even been hooked early in several games by Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler. But Amorim doesn't care. He sees Baleba's physicality, intensity, and ceiling as elite, perfect for his system. United would love to sign Baleba, Anderson, and Adam Wharton, but sources say that's extremely unlikely. There's more good news financially. If Mason Greenwood leaves Marseille next summer, United stand to earn a significant fee thanks to a sell-on clause. Meanwhile, United have softened their stance on Joshua Zirkzee and are now open to a potential exit, but only on their terms. So the big question is this: should Manchester United spend £100 million on Carlos Baleba, or is that another massive risk? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.